Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Right now, XRP Ledger Apex 2024 is going on. It's from June 11th to June 13th, so this will now be the last day. And it's billed as the largest XRP Ledger event in the world. And I want to share with you some updates that came from this. There's a lot to talk about. I'm going to share some of the bigger points in this particular video. I'm not trying to make this something that encapsulates all of the news. That would be a bit too much for one video. But just right off the bat here, I'll tell you that this event, way, way, way bigger than it's ever been before. And it's in its fourth year now. Also, Ripple, they announced the actual name of their stablecoin, and I'm sure you'll recall that Ripple announced a couple months or so ago that they would be launching a stablecoin, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and I'll briefly mention why. Even though there's some of the community that thinks that, or mistakenly thinks that it's bad, or that this means Ripple somehow no longer interested in XRP. Couldn't be further from the truth. Also, Ripple reported a failure. You guys remember Liquidity Hub? It is dead. It has gone the way of the dodo, my favorite extinct avian creature, and you know what? It's okay, and I'll explain why. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so here is the official XRPL Apex website. It's taking place in Amsterdam, and they wrote the following. XRP Ledger Apex 2024, hosted by Ripple, is the largest annual summit on the XRPL calendar. It unites developers, businesses, fintechs, VCs, and the wider community. And one of the biggest stories to come out of this, I'll start with this one, has to do with Ripple's stablecoin. Here you can see a headline from the Crypto Basic. Ripple officially introduces Ripple USD. Stablecoin. And so the ticker symbol for that is RLUSD. And we actually had suspicions, for good reason, I'll get to in just a second here, that Ripple was going to call it RLUSD, that would be the ticker symbol, and it would just be Ripple USD. So anyway, the piece reads as follows. Ripple has officially unveiled Ripple USD, which is RLUSD, confirming RLUSD as its forthcoming stablecoin trading symbol. This announcement came from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse during his session at the ongoing XRP Ledger Apex Summit. Also present at the session was Ripple CTO David Schwartz. When asked, Garlinghouse revealed that the Ripple stablecoin will be named RLUSD, humorously referring to it as the real USD. However, he noted that the term RLUSD was inspired by Ripple USD. So apparently the L is coming from the L in Ripple rather than Ripple Labs. And fun fact, Ripple actually is still called Ripple Labs. They just have a DBA, which means doing business as Ripple, so that they can just go by straight up Ripple instead of Ripple Labs. And so that's why I'm assuming that since they were calling it just Ripple USD, the Labs isn't in there. Because when I first saw that, the first time I ever saw that, when I saw the RL, I was like, what, Ripple Labs USD? No, it's the L in Ripple anyway. But anyway, check this out. So we had strong suspicions that RLUSD would indeed be the ticker symbol. Check this out. Following the revelation from Ripple's chief executive officer, the company formally introduced the RLUSD term through its official website and social media accounts. Significantly, this announcement follows the company's trademark application for the same name with the U.S. Legal Database Registry, Justia, a month ago. And so our community, being full of the sleuths out there, they came across this, and with that being a new trademark, it stood to reason. We knew they were launching a stable coin. That's probably it. And so that was a pretty good bet that was indeed the case, and that's correct. And you guys will have to tell me what you think. Do you like the name Ripple USD? I hadn't mentioned this publicly, but I had been thinking in the weeks leading up to this, I really hope Ripple doesn't put their name in this thing. That was one of my initial thoughts, because, like, obviously, XRP's here to stay. Ripple's here to stay. I mean, they're a juggernaut in this industry, a fixture at this point, one of the oldest entities in all of crypto. Well, both Ripple and XRP, frankly. And I don't think this is fair, but there is this stigma out there. I mean, the hate that the XRP community gets because XRP is a better version of Bitcoin, and it was long billed as the banker's coin. as a pejorative, which is funny because now it's very clear if there's a banker's coin out there, it would certainly be Bitcoin and not XRP. So I find that hysterical. But I just thought, like, you back it the way you're going to back at Ripple, but why not just put a different name on the damn thing? Just call it almost anything else. I'm not saying it's something that's going to prevent it from being adopted, but it's not something that's going to help. You know, I mean, it could to some degree. I mean, so let me clarify. Not that they won't find success. It could make it slightly harder. Like, why even bother? It doesn't need to be called Ripple, right? There already is this stigma. I mean, I hate to say it, and it's not just, it doesn't make logical sense, but you know it's out there if you're in crypto. Think about how all the social media outlet, I mean, so the crypto basic is pretty fair, but think about like Cointelegraph and CoinDesk, it's a bunch of garbage here. You know, the one positive that I thought of, though, is that since it is Ripple USD, that's the stable coin, it's going to make it harder for those people who are disingenuous and love to intentionally conflate XRP and Ripple as though they're the same thing. It's going to make it harder for them to do that. Because now when people say Ripple, like, no, we're not talking about the stable coin, we're talking about XRP. You know, so it's going to be harder for them to do that. We already correct them and saying Ripple is a company that's different than a cryptocurrency. This is going to be one more extra layer that's going to make the people that say this look that much more stupid. Because I have a suspicion that Ripple's going to find wild success launching the stablecoin. Could get a substantial piece of the stablecoin pie, especially considering I understand like there's two major stablecoins out there, USDC and Tether, obviously, but it's still early days. And so, if memory serves, the market cap out there for those stable coins, that I think they said is somewhere like $150 billion, but they're projecting it to be worth like a few $1 trillion towards the end of the decade. So the fact that it's this early on, Ripple could absolutely dominate here, and they can do it in a more legally compliant way. I mean, Brad Garlinghouse even said publicly that he believes that the United States government, we'll see which part of the government, is going to be coming for Tether from a legal perspective. So he thinks that lawsuits are going to be dropped. I don't know if that means it's the SEC or what. But, and not that would be just, I'm not saying it would or wouldn't. I'd need to see what the allegations would actually be. If it's the SEC, I'm going to assume they're bogus. But suffice it to say, when it comes to this, Ripple is going to do everything by the book, fully transparent, auditable, all that stuff. And so, again, I would have preferred they not slap their name on it, but since they did, the benefit is harder to conflate the two if you're going to be one of those jackasses out there that intentionally conflates Ripple and XRP, is what it is. But this is a good thing, too. And so there was also this video clip. It was shared by somebody named Saul. It was just like 27-second clip, and David Schwartz said a lot in that 27 seconds. But he noted that XRP, and this is in the context of the stablecoin discussion, but he said XRP will always have a privileged position on the XRP ledger because it's the only coin that's native to the XRP ledger. Anything else that's tokenized came after the inception of XRP and the XRP ledger. And he noted that, its liquidity is used when auto-bridging, and, that's as a default. That's where it starts. And so that's not the case for other coins. It starts with XRP. And, ultimately he just said towards the end of that clip that Ripple's stablecoin will simply create new use cases for the XRP ledger. Now, that's important because if there are new use cases for the XRP ledger, that's good for XRP itself. And so here's why. So I shared that video clip and I wrote, Ripple's future stablecoin is good for XRP. Also, the stablecoin can't exist on the XRP ledger without XRP. Literally. And so somebody named Faith Innovations wrote to me and said, is there somewhere someone states that the stablecoin cannot exist on the XRP ledger without XRP? And so I responded to him, and I was on the go. I didn't have time to go Google the resources for them, but probably xrpl.org is one of the best places to go to get it, I'm assuming. But there's all sorts of places on the internet, and I just wanted to confirm to him, yes, this is true, so I wrote the following. Numerous resources via web search. Any tokenization on the XRPL requires XRP. Doesn't matter what the asset is. Trust lines also require XRP, so if you want to use it on layer 1, that requires XRP. Also, every single transaction on the XRP ledger requires a minimum of 10 drops, So XRP is required there as well. And so there you go. 3 reasons that XRP is required for this stablecoin. Again, it's for the actual tokenization of it, for the actual creation of it, and that's coded into the XRP ledger. And then anybody that's going to transact that stablecoin, which is just a tokenized asset, if you're going to transact it on layer 1 of the XRP ledger on the blockchain, then you have to set up a trust line. Setting up a trust line costs 2 XRP. And I understand that these aren't big quantities of XRP. That's the point. You don't want to be burdensome. It's to help prevent DDoS attacks and so on and so forth, denial of service attacks. Then every single transaction costs a minimum of 10 drops, and then that scales with congestion of the XRP ledger. And so that, again, of course, to make it very expensive if you're going to try and spam the network, basically. And so I understand, look, it's not that the quantities of XRP necessarily would be huge, but if you're going to invest in a cryptocurrency, and you know that cryptocurrency is required for the stablecoin, for example, to exist, and the stablecoin has become a household name, at least in the world of crypto, if that's what happens with this Ripple USD coin. Well, don't you think that helps ensure the long-term viability of XRP? Won't people be more likely to invest in XRP if that's the case? And then set aside the fact that, and I mentioned this in a recent video, but in terms of the total value locked on the XRP ledger, it would increase substantially if Ripple finds success with this coin. And we know, and this is just data, blockchains that have higher total value locked, those are the coins that price-wise do well, the coins attached to those blockchains. We want this. We unquestionably want this. This is very good. This is perhaps the greatest development. I mean, assuming they find success with this thing, it's not a guaranteed, but I would guess they will find success with it. This is perhaps the best news. I mean, it's either this or the automated market maker, but arguably it's the stablecoin. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it is AMM. I don't know. Or maybe something else comes along that we haven't even thought of yet. That's going to be an even bigger deal than this. So anyway, it's all good stuff, though. I love to see this. But Ripple's not going to find success in everything that they do. You guys remember Liquidity Hub? Well, it's dead. We found that out. It's still on their website, apparently. I just pulled it up here. Crypto liquidity integrate digital assets seamlessly. Here we go. Ripple Liquidity Hub is a turnkey platform that provides businesses with a streamlined way to buy, sell, and hold digital assets. Businesses can access multiple liquidity pools and advanced trading features, including post-trade settlement, all through a single API experience. And so this is something where Ripple actually wasn't doing the buying and selling of the assets. They were playing the role of matchmaker. That's how I always explain this. That's the most dumbed down way to explain it. They're kind of like Kayak. Or like, you guys familiar with Priceline? These types of websites where they're just middlemen that are connecting people. And they're connecting these entities so that they could buy and sell these assets. Now, XRP was not included in Liquidity Hub at launch. Here you can see a headline. Remember talking about this a year ago, April 2023? Here's the headline: Ripple's new Liquidity Hub excludes XRP, at least for now. Which was disappointing because we knew that at launch XRP was supposed to be included. We had learned that towards, I can't remember when the news came out. It might have been like in November, I think, November 2022. I'd have to look that up. But that's, I think, when the news came out about Ripple's Liquidity Hub here. And XRP was supposed to be part of that, but with the lawsuit not wrapped up by that point, they launched the product, and then XRP was not part of it. So then what was curious, and I'd pondered this on my channel too, I was curious. I was like, okay, so July 13th comes along, XRP Victory Day. XRP has legal clarity at that point. Every exchange relists XRP instantly, like many of them that same day. Love to see it. That was a great day. But then we never saw any news about Ripple adding XRP to Liquidity Hub. Well, I was always wondering, why haven't they added it yet? Is it because do they literally need to finish like the remedy phase of this? Because XRP is legal clarity. Can they just not do it yet? And again, they're not even buying and selling the XRP, damn it. I was like, they're just playing matchmaker. They're connecting people. Like, you're telling me they can't do that? And so it turns out, now we can surmise that the reason XRP was never added to Liquidity Hub is because it's dead. And so here is a video clip. This is Brad Garlinghouse explaining that Liquidity Hub failed. They just tried stuff, but understand, even the most successful companies out there, not everything that you do is going to be a home run, nor would that be a reasonable expectation. But my fellow XRP YouTuber Jungle Inc. shared that clip, and he said, RIP Liquidity Hub. And somebody wrote to him and said, when will this statement come? okay, we've realized XRP isn't working as planned. Let's try something new. And so I read that and I thought, okay, I think you're jumping a little far ahead because as far as XRP adoption, it just keeps increasing. And for anything that you're going to use on the XRP ledger, and adoption of the XRP ledger itself is increasing, again, for every single transaction, XRP is literally required, and it seems like an insufficient number of XRP holders are aware of that, but it's kind of an important detail. XRP is absolutely required. And Ripple, I mean, Brad Garlinghouse, when he was speaking publicly at this event, he even said, he's like, we are absolutely, I'm not paraphrasing, but laser focused on all things XRP. XRP is always going to be at the core of what we're doing right here, which makes all the sense in the world, because if XRP actually failed, then they have the most to lose. And so Jungle Inc. responded to that, and he shared a perspective which I respectfully disagree with, but he said, I think ODL using XRP is done. They will say it's due to the judge's ruling, but it's just more expensive and inefficient when compared to stablecoins. So I was surprised to see that, and I don't know exactly what the rest of the rationale there is, but Ripple has, again, every incentive under the sun to use XRP in every corridor of on-demand liquidity they possibly can, and they are. In fact, the only corridors, that, as far as we know, that are not using XRP and ODL would be those corridors touching the United States because of the current legal complications, and for those, they're using Tether, right? But I'm sure that's a temporary issue. I mean, fine, worst case scenario, XRP won't be used in any corridor touching the United States. Okay, fine. I find that unlikely to not get resolved, but hey, you never know. Either way, it's getting used in every other corridor because that's what makes sense. And as far as this idea of stable coins being less expensive and more efficient, I don't know where he's getting that. XRP transactions are practically free. XRP is one of the most liquid cryptocurrencies in existence out there. The counterparty risk, there is none. So I mean, there are positives here, obviously. So I don't know. I honestly don't know why he has it. Everyone's entitled to his opinion. I just respectfully disagree. If there's something compelling that I hadn't considered, then okay, I'd certainly be happy to hear that. But I just don't think that Ripple's going to be abandoning XRP because, my God, that would be the dumbest thing they could possibly do. So it is what it is. And then there's also this. This is from Vet on social media platform X. He's a XRP Ledger DUNL validator. And he said, be like water. Liquidity Hub didn't work out, and Ripple did exactly what any company, no matter the size, should do. If it doesn't work out, you take the learnings and focus on more promising opportunities. Just because it's Ripple doesn't mean they are any different in this aspect, specifically in crypto, a very fast developing industry. You need to be like water and adapt. Yeah, so Ripple is always trying new stuff. They always are. They got on a little bit late on the NFT craze, but they pushed forward with that. Finally, they're doing the stablecoin thing. They were certainly behind the AMM progress. And I understand that a lot of this is community push too, obviously. It's not like Ripple can just force this down the throats of the validators. But I'm just saying they recognize the importance of all of these things. They are always adapting. But, most business ideas that are going to be tried, really, in business in general, they're going to fail. Like most businesses fail, ultimately. Look at 10 years out. Most businesses that are created 10 years out, they're not there anymore. They just aren't. And so when you're talking about something that's close to its nascency or in its nascency now, the entire crypto asset class, all sorts of stuff is going to be tried, and there's going to be a lot of failings. Almost every idea that's tried is going to fail, and that's okay. But Ripple has had and will continue to have success. And again, XRP Ledger is at the core of this. XRP is required. XRP is cemented here, folks. In fact, take a look at this. This is a post from Cassie Craddock, managing director at Ripple employee. She shared this picture and wrote, the 4th annual XRPL Apex is kicking off strong and bigger than ever. 3x attendees. It's so exciting to see the continued XRPL community growth. Think about that, folks. From one year to the next, 3 times the number of people attended. As far as the adoption of XRP and the XRP Ledger are going, it's going the right way. It is increasing. And so if it's going to continue to be useful and keep going in this direction, as far as I'm concerned, that's why I always say, it's just a matter of time until price catches up with value. But with XRP continuing to be, can you imagine there are more and more use cases, more and more adoption, more and more people interested, more and more people buying it, right? But the price just doesn't go up. That doesn't make logical sense here. And so that's why I love reporting on videos like this. Not everything's going to work, but my God, XRP is a fixture in crypto just like Ripple is. There's no cracks in the armor. I don't see any. Not that everything that is tried will work, of course not. But there are things that do work. Why would humans abandon the things that are valuable and useful? I just don't think that's going to happen. Which is why this is all incredibly exciting here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the Ripple USD coin launch, even though, just my personal opinion, maybe it'll grow on me, but I think the name's unfortunate. I think they should have just called it something else and then backed it, and then most people wouldn't even know it's just a stable coin out there that would grow and grow and grow. But maybe they can still have wild success. I might become a little sweet on the name at some point in the future. This is just my initial reaction, but that's really good. Glad that they're moving on from Liquidity Hub. If it didn't work, great, adapt. And more people jumping on board and becoming part of the XRP community, more developers going in the right direction. Yeah. You'll love to see it, folks. I've never been more optimistic for the future of XRP and the XRP ledger. This is the most excited I've ever been in the 6.5 years I've been holding XRP. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.